Good morning, Joe Staszak, founder and CEO of Epic Swagger, the most elite transformational program on the planet, with your morning bump. This one a request, and I do take requests by Carrie Hansen from Virginia Beach, who's having some issues, letting things go, dwelling on the past too much, perhaps. It does say she did go to Florida State, so I can see where you'd have some regrets and issues that might affect you mentally down the road. Wide Right University. Just kidding, Carrie. So, by the way, there is a chapter in my book on letting it go, and you can all read it. You'll have access to it as soon as I release the book, and that will be whenever I'm finished with it. There's two ways to live your life. You can stare in the rearview mirror, replaying the moment that didn't go your way, the conversation you wish you'd handled differently, the mistake you wish you could redo, the throws you wish you could have back, or you could do what champions do. What do champions do? Keep their eyes downfield. One of the greatest examples of that mindset, and he was a master at it, came from former New England Patriot head coach Bill Belichick after a brutal loss to the Chiefs in week 4 back in 2014. They lost 41-14. I think they were 1-2 at the time, or 2-2 at the time. Reporters kept asking him the same question over and over and over again in the post-game press conference. Coach, what went wrong? Who's responsible? How embarrassing was it? How concerned are you? Is Tom Brady done? And every time Belichick, he'd kind of do the metaphorical eye roll, gave the same answer, on to Cincinnati, which was the next week. In other words, we're moving forward. We're not even going to throw this game away. The film, at least. That was it. No drama, no emotional spiral, no dwelling on that game, which just ended. Just forward motion. And again, he was always great at that and always stressed that to his team. There's a powerful lesson in those 6 words. Champions don't camp in yesterday. They review the film, they learn the lesson, and then they move on. There's a reason most teams have a 24-hour rule, win or lose, after a game. It says either celebrate the win or lament the loss, but either way, you only get 24 hours to do so. After that, what do we say? On to Cincinnati. Most people carry the past like a backpack full of stones, old mistakes, old embarrassment, old regrets, laments, do-overs they wish they could have back. Why do you think Charles Dickens created the ghost of Jacob Marley, who did just that? He was sentenced to an after lifetime of regret, had to wear those chains he forged in life. It was an example of what kind of punishment it is to have to carry around the weight of your past mistakes and regrets. On this earth, people do it to themselves, and I think it's a harsh example of self-mutilation. Be kinder to yourself and be grateful for those mistakes. They're intel you've gathered that will help you to not repeat them going forward. You can't run forward while you're looking behind. Even a car tells you that. The windshield, huge. Rearview mirror, small. You're supposed to spend more time looking ahead. Think about Seinfeld for a second. You remember the Jerk Store episode? One of my faves. George spends days obsessing over a comeback he didn't deliver. He thought about it like driving home in the car. His boss fired one at him, a salvo, and he had nothing. But he came up with it later, storms back in, he obsesses over it for like a week, comes back into the next meeting and delivers the line. And everyone's looking at him like, okay, it was flat. Didn't work. Moment had passed, as it did for George in most episodes. The line fell flat because life doesn't pause while we rehearse yesterday's comeback. Take Frozen. Remember Disney's Frozen? One of my favorite songs. Elsa's entire breakthrough happens when she sings one simple truth. Let it go. The past is in the past. And the moment she releases it, her power actually expands. Same principle. The past is a classroom. It's not a prison. It's not a prison. Again, be grateful for those mistakes. Yeah, they can be a little cringeworthy, maybe hit a little trigger spot when you think about them, but guess what? That's life. Those are good. Those are good things. Be grateful for them because chances are you won't do them again. You learn from it. You grow from it, but don't live in it. Eyes downfield because life isn't won by replaying the last play. It's won by executing the next one. You always hear a coach tell his quarterback when the pocket breaks down and he's on the move, he's on the run, eyes downfield, eyes downfield, eyes downfield. Also, you hear maybe an analyst talk about a cornerback with a short memory. You have to have a short memory. If you're thinking about getting, busted up on a double move 3 plays ago, you're probably going to get smoked on the next one because you're thinking about the one from 3 plays ago. Next play, next play, next play. You hear that in NFL locker rooms all the time. So today, again, whatever yesterday was, take the lesson and remember the most disciplined answer ever given to the noise of the past from future, not first ballot Hall of Famer, but he will be a Hall of Famer, Bill Belichick, on to Cincinnati. And by the way, the Patriots went on to go 12-4 that year and went 3-0 in the playoffs, and they won the Super Bowl. For more on that, or if you want to set up a free consult with me, go to epicswagger.com. That's epicswagger.com, and let's get after it. Just remember, pain is temporary, but championships are forever. See you tomorrow.